Championship just round the corner again, James. I'm sure you're living for it at this stage, are you?
Of course, obviously championship always has that different buzz about it, so just everyone in the group's just looking forward and all, and even in trainings and stuff, there's a different buzz about the place and all, and everyone's just biting at the bit to get going.
And the cutthroat nature of the Tyrone Championship, you just know your season now can end at any time, James. So it's just completely do or die. But that's the fascination of the championship, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose that's why Tyrone Championship's one of the most watched, out there. So, no, just everyone just got to focus on yourself and, hopefully get the game plan in place, and just when you go out in that pitch, just give your all, and hopefully you'll have the winning result at the end of the game.
And you've faced a few challenges in the league. You've been getting things tough enough, but the championship's just a whole new ball game, isn't it? And it's amazing what one win can do in the championship for your confidence.
Of course, yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's been a tough year with injuries and other things happening in the group, but hopefully the last couple of weeks now we've got a few decent results to back us up and all, and we're sort of just back to basics. Everyone's on the same page, and hopefully that'll be a great positive coming into the championship, and we can give it a real rattle.
And it's a very, very open intermediate championship, James. I mean, any amount of teams will fancy their chances here. You've Drew and Rose, who are absolutely flying at the top of the table, but that sometimes can count for nothing, can't it?
Yeah. Well, obviously, Shane, he's shooting it out, so he's going to be the one to watch. But at the end of the day, as you said, it's championship football. Anyone can win. You've seen the last few results. Had a great run last year. Really, everyone wrote us off. And probably along the lines, it's going to be the same thing this year. Most years with Ahalou, so no, we're just going to go in with a positive mindset that we know we're capable of doing, and as long as everyone keeps on the same page and backs each other, I really do think we'll have a strong result, and we can definitely give it a good rattle,
Okay, Sean, Gorchin, looking forward to the championship now. It's been a very, very tough league campaign, I'm sure, but the focus will soon be turning now to knockout stuff, won't it?
Here it's been one of them years. It's tough. It's a tough division. We've been on it for years. We know that, but the games are coming very thick and fast, and maybe a bit of a smaller panel. It's just hard to keep up with it. But we're looking forward to the championship. We've been looking forward to it from the draw was made. Sweet.
And when that draw comes out and you see the opposition, I'm sure the goosebumps sort of appear to that. It gets everybody talking, that doesn't it? It creates quite a stir.
Yeah. They're only over the road in Eoghan, and everyone knows where they are. They're top of the league, so.
Yeah, you must be impressed. Eoghan's just caught everybody's attention this season, haven't they? I mean, it's some record to be, not even dropping a point towards the start of the league, but championship's just a whole new ball game, isn't it?
Yeah. I know. Hats off to Eoghan, but fair play to them. I would know a lot of Eoghan boys, and the beliefs that they've had from the start of the year in themselves is, you have to say fair play to them, and they've backed it up. So. Here, it's probably the toughest draw we could have got at the minute. But sure, we're better to start, hopefully.
And despite your patchy enough league form, you're still in the top four. You're still in the top 4 or 5 teams in the league, so you must be happy with some of your form coming into the championship now, are you?
Here we're very happy at the minute. We have a lot of young boys coming in through there at the minute, and here they're fighting for jerseys, they're fighting for places. There's going to be boys not happy in 3 weeks' time when they don't get a starting place, but that's a great headache to have, I suppose. From the management. And
do you find that the experience you had playing senior football should hopefully stand to you too now at this level?
Yeah, hopefully it should, yeah.
And what do you see? Do you set yourself a target, Sean, starting out at the start of the championship, or you just take this one game at a time?
I suppose you get over the first game maybe, hopefully, and maybe you can get a bit of momentum then and you can push on.
Okay, Connor, it's a championship launch here in Girvahi, and you're being pulled here, there and everywhere, but it's a sign of the hype, isn't it, that now surrounds the championship in Tyrone?
Oh, definitely. You can feel it starting to build now. You're coming towards the end of the league, and I suppose championship's creeping in, so yeah, second is definitely building now.
And how's preparations been going? I suppose you haven't had much time to think about it with the league being so demanding.
It's hard to get a training session in there with the going to the games coming thick and fast at you, but yeah, I suppose after this week you'll start to settle down a wee bit and get into your camp a bit more and iron out the tactics and all the rest now. But
and are you satisfied with your league form just of late now? You started slow enough in the league, didn't you? But you picked up a bit.
We started slow now, a bit of a mixed bag to be honest now. But yeah, we're reasonably happy I suppose with where we're at. Some some very good performances throughout the league, some dodgy enough now, but I suppose we'll look to finish strong in the last 2 games here and then take it from there.
And Greencastle, to me, is always a team that just relishes playing in the Championship. Is that fair?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. I suppose no different than any other team. It's Championships knockout football. It's just great, like thrown knockout. It's where you want to be, I suppose.
And very unpredictable. You're now playing a team, Borough, that would have a similar form to yourselves. You're fairly similar in the league there, aren't
I
you?
think we say a similar position at the minute, but good up and coming team. Hey, plenty of quality players. Like we know well about them. Hey, so I suppose they're only over the road from us too.
And Championship can bring its own pressures too, Connor, can't it? Like everybody talks about it in the week or 2 leading up to it. And all. Do you feel any pressure, or do you really, really feel excited about the whole thing?
Oh no, definitely excitement there. No, definitely excitement there. You got to look forward to the Championship. Hey, if you can't look forward and be excited about that, you shouldn't be playing football. So,
and it's amazing what one win can do in the Championship, can't it? In terms of changing your fortunes.
Absolutely. Hey, it's all about getting that first round win, and you don't know where it can go from there. So, but hey, you have to get the result in the first round and see where it leads to, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, Eoghan, Championship time again. Doesn't belong coming round. Excitement building in Lahore ahead of the big local derby, is there?
Yeah, definitely is. Looking forward to it now. Esker and Clogher doesn't get more local than that. No, looking forward to it there. We played them on Friday past there. Each team saving people, for a championship maybe, but still no love lost. So it's still a good battle, so looking forward to doing the same here on Saturday.
And there's something very, very special about the Tyrone Championship, isn't it? And then when you're meeting your near neighbours, I'm sure it's the talk of the country at the moment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. That's just what everybody's focused on. We do have another match coming up later down the line, but at the minute everybody's just Championship, enjoying the buzz, looking forward to it.
And that's you're finished up with the league. How do you think the league went for you?
Didn't go great, definitely. Bit disappointed probably with how it went, but in glimpses here, we showed how we can perform. So, we showed enough that we still have hope and confidence going into the Championship here that we can do ourselves justice.
And not a lot separated yourselves and Esker in the league itself, but the Championship can just take a whole life of its own, can't it, when it comes to it?
Yeah, it's a different animal, completely different animal. Seen last year we played Cookstown in the last game of the Championship, and the boys came alive, had patches in that game, and really put it up to them. So on the day Championship, anybody can come out on top. So.
And tell me this, Owen, what about preparations itself in terms of training now? Do you step it up even more, or do you just calm it down a wee bit come Championship?
It's hard to know. Our game's on Saturday here, so we'll probably have training right now, actually. We'll be getting to it soon, and we'll probably step it up tonight, put in a good session, then maybe diet down the rest of the week, sort of ease off a wee bit and just get, switched on what we have to do tactically and stuff. And
have you set yourselves any target for this year, or are you just solely looking at that first round game?
First game for now. Just take it one game at a time. But yeah, just want to get out there, play, express ourselves, and see how we get on.
Okay, Tyrone, Championship rolling round again. You've been very occupied with the league, obviously, in recent weeks and that, and the competitive nature of Tyrone football just keeps coming. And we're due a big Championship again, aren't we?
Yeah, the Tyrone Championship is, I think, the best in the country. It's straight knockout, so look, you have to be on your game every time you step foot. So look, we've got English, had them in the league, and it was a tight battle, and they ended up winning. So looking forward to it. Should be a big challenge, but we're confident, we believe. So look, we'll take the first game as it comes. Yet.
And Donoughmore's been making good strides there in recent seasons. Is that fair to say? I mean, the amount of underage talent that you've coming through, and players that have played at county level. They must be adding a good lift in all the training at the moment, not are they?
Yeah, big time. Look, our youth success has been very good now the last few years, but a lot of those boys are now, you look at Cass and Horsey and stuff, making Tyrone seniors, and Joey too. So look, they've got a lot of experience at underage and at county level, so they're bringing that to us as well, and sort of just mixing the old with the new. And look, we've got a good squad, and if we work hard, we believe we can be successful, so that's the plan.
And when the draw first came out and you see English been coming out of the hat, and you're thinking, well, English is only just about intermediate, but then you see how well they're doing in Division 1, so they're a serious outfit, aren't they?
Yeah, big time. No, they're a good team, good squad. They'll put it up to us. There's no easy games in Tyrone Championship. As I said, if you're not on your game on the day, look, you can be knocked out and that's your season over. So we'll not take anything for granted, and look, we'll hopefully go out and put in a performance, and that's what we'll try to do. Yeah.
Barry, it's been a tough year for Roma, and on a personal level, it's tough for you as well, picking up an injury just a couple of weeks ago as well. You're unlikely to feature in the championship.
Well, just first of all, it's been a tough year for us, like, but we've still a couple of games left, and hopefully we can turn it around. And obviously with the championship too, so we play games maybe to turn our season around. And just unfortunately myself, it's just the way things plan. These things happen. Just have to get on with it.
It's been a tough year for injuries. It's endless, isn't it?
Well, look, you're chatting different teams. Most teams are the same. I think the way the league's played out with the fixtures and double game weeks, teams are picking up injuries and just test your panel. So but boys are getting plenty of games, so that's the main thing as well.
I suppose looking ahead to the championship, a Smurtown, a team that beat Oma well in the league, but the league matters little when it comes to the championship. You've been around the block, you know what it takes to win championships. It doesn't matter what way your league form is, anything can happen.
It's challenge is completely different. Intensity steps up, but we're well aware of Smurtown's quality. Like I said, when we played them in the league in the last couple of years, they've got the better of us. So look, we have to go and we have to perform better than we have in the league for having any chance of getting through.
It's last year, obviously, simple enough opener against Eoghan. That Errigal Kieran game went away from you for various reasons. There has to be an element of disappointment the way it panned out in the end up.
Look, it says it's fine margins. Just
things certainly didn't go your way either.
No, look, that happens in games, and you just have to get on with it and try to turn it your way. But look, Errigal got the results. They went on. They're county champs the year before, and I'll say they'll be close enough this year again as well. So just the way things worked out, and we just have to take it on chin and hopefully again put on a good show in the championship this year.
Now, when you look at the team last year, so many changes from that Oma squad that lined out up at Carrickmore.
Look, as I said, probably retirements in the last few years have hit us. Obviously not. We've just been lucky too. Some have retired due to injuries as well, just the way it's planned out. But look, this is a chance for you boys in the team to get the taste of championship football and make their mark on it.
No doubt about that, and a new management team there too. Obviously, Joe, Dean, Justy, the boys there behind the scenes. It's a good blend. It just probably hasn't worked out the way they would have hoped either.
Look, I said probably things just haven't went the way they'd wanted to. But look, they've set it up well. Everything's done professional, and just unfortunate with some of the results. Maybe this last minute scores just have probably went against us, but look, they have got us training well. It's just unfortunate results.
A chance to make a mark in the championship against Moortown. You'd hope that the support will come out and get behind you.
Of course, as I said, championship, there's always support comes out, and we'll definitely need it this year. So we will just get behind us and push it on.
From injury, just the right time, Ryan.
Well, as I say, about 8 weeks now. Feel like we can come back, but the game's coming thick and fast. Obviously, we're not training as you would and stuff. So, here looking forward to hopefully.
You start throwing at the deep end again, really?
Well, it all depends. Because I say the man's on there's doing a great job, and nobody has a set place in any team. So, and hopefully now, whenever we get the league wrapped up and get on the championship prep, hopefully be more available out training and things. So,
you lost to a good Irish side last year. But the mood in the camp must be very positive after a very good league campaign where you press Eoghan and continue to press Eoghan.
No, it definitely is. And we set out at the start of the year, we says that we thought there was 3, but there are no playoffs this year, so there's 2 pathways to senior football, which is obviously our goal, and the first one being the league. And as I say, we feel we had a relatively good league campaign, but obviously Eoghan have been immaculate and haven't bad night. So
you're always keeping an eye on them, though.
We're always keeping an eye when you come back from the summer break. That basically, if we slipped up at all, it was done and dusted, and we feel that it's credit to the lads that we're on the last double game weekend and we're still in contention. So it shows we've had a good league campaign as well.
Absolutely, very positive. He's taken on Ahalou obviously in the championship this year, and he's had a wee sort of break in between the league and the championship game, so that's probably positive as well.
Definitely is, and you kind of get a reset and then you go again as such. So I say we'll get the league hoppers this weekend, and all full focus will turn to championship next Monday. So
There's been some great performers with Eoghan Rose over the years, yourself included. Obviously, Cahill's performing really well up front. Tony Devine, maybe one of the most underrated midfielders in the country. There's a good mix there as well of a couple of young lads coming through too.
There definitely is, and I think that's one of the things about it was great getting Barry back on board, because a lot of the spine of the team that Barry would have had in his previous stint that was successful and took us from junior into intermediate is still there, albeit the more experienced guys now. But I think basically in the pre-season we had a couple of men dropped off, like Cahill's brother Jared and maybe like Connor and Neil boys that we had kind of been relying on this past couple of years, and Nick Barry's kind of just back the young fellas, and in fairness to them, a lot of them came up trumps like us and they've had great seasons, and their championship debuts could be coming down the line, but they're well capable of it, and they've showed that in the league campaign against the top teams.
There has to be positivity around like Patrick though, because there's been some big moments in the history of the club. Obviously a county final, a senior county final in 75, and he's went so close, he's won league titles, but he's knocked on the door for so many years now, just maybe not getting the right success that he's probably deserved.
I know, but definitely, and Eoghan Roser and like Patrick Parish, our club's one of the main driving parts of it. I think in towns maybe there's different competition with different sports and things, whereas the GAA club is basically all we have in the community, and way that we have a great chairman on board there now, we have a great committee backing a great management team, and then the great management team is getting the best of the players, which is a great squad to be part of. And as I say, we could be away in Derryloughan on a Friday night, and we have a great support that follows us everywhere we go, and it's just a great club to be part of, and it's thriving at the minute, and
it's a great community.
Definitely is. Something that we take great pride in being part of, and even as players, we socialise together. It's definitely a good squad to be part of. Always has been, as I say. Maybe I'm coming to the tailor end now at 32, whereas it's always been like that. Like from we were, went just into the adult team. It's always been something that's been in the DNA of Eoghan Rose, and it's something that we hopefully can pass on to the next generation coming through, because there's a great bunch of lads there, and as I say, they're definitely flirting with playing senior football. So hopefully, long may continue.
I think the thing is for us to say as well, Ryan, there's been some great moments of success, but it's really about the collective unit. And you see the youngsters running about there down there at Glenmornan, they've all got a wee ball with them. They're all taking part, and a lot of youngsters are there. Everybody in the community goes to watch the football, as you say, great support. You'd like to see them all there, obviously, against Ahaloo.
Oh, definitely. And as I say, that's not up for a question. Like, we know they'll be there. They always turn out no matter where the game is and stuff. So as I say, when Kelly Clogher, we take the field against Ahaloo, we know that the community will be there behind us, and it's definitely like a 16th man. They kind of drives you on, and the going gets tough. You will be asked questions by Ahaloo, and at the same time, it's kind of that support that gets you hopefully over the line.
So congratulations. League titles don't come around that often. Does that take the pressure off, Peter?
It does, yeah. No, it's nice to get bounced back up into Division 3, Paddy, so it is, and back into intermediate football next year. So
what a good young team you have as well. That has certainly been key, hasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose, we have a good blend of boys who won a championship in 23, and then a blend of young lads, crop of young lads have come into the panel, so it's nice to have a mixture of both,
Some exceptional young lads.
Yeah.
Like yourself, of course, as well, but there is a great blend.
There's a nice blend, yeah, but you have lads playing at the top level, so in the county, so it's nice to have them boys a part of your squad,
Obviously, Cahill and Corr come on board at the start of the year with you. Have they added that wee bit extra that you maybe needed?
Yeah, definitely. Now it's been the first time I've been a part of a senior panel where they've added a serious level of professionalism, and they're young, hungry managers, and we're a young, hungry team, so it's just nice to be a part of,
You take on Ernie, obviously, in the first game of the championship. It comes around pretty quick. Obviously, he's had much time to celebrate, but I'm sure there's been celebrations.
Yeah, look, you have to enjoy these things when they come around. They don't come around often, as you say, and we had a few beers now.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. And obviously, you take on Ernie in the first. You can't take anything for granted, though.
No, one game at a time. That's what we're working at. It's one game at a time,
Overall, it's been a good season for Fenton. The promotion already secured. You said it, the pressure's off, obviously, but a double would be extra special, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah, but you can't get carried away. As I said, it's one game at a time, and that's what we're aiming at.
The potential is, so if you've won the junior, you go to intermediate, you bypass Division 3. You're right up there. You're in the mix. What an achievement!
It is a great achievement. You take a step back and appreciate it sometimes when you're so focused in on it. But no, you're just constantly working towards something. that's what it's about.
The form good last year, obviously, was relegation, knocked out in the first round of the championship. Feeling was bad, but it's amazing how a season can change a team, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. A different approach, different attitude, different mindset. You know, that's what we took coming into it, and it's worked out so far. So.
All right, Peter, championship time again. The buzz, I'm sure, starting to hit round Dromore at the moment, but I suppose you've just to finish off your league at this stage.
That's it. We've 3 league games to go. Double round this weekend, Friday and Sunday, which isn't easy. We'll have to manoeuvre that. And then the following Sunday as well. And on top of that, then you've got the reserve championship to deal with as well. So a lot of football to be played, but yeah, we're starting to turn our attention towards the championship at the time of year.
And you want to finish your league off well, but you're also mindful of trying to keep the players right, because you want to be primed come championship, obviously, as well, don't you?
Well, that's the challenge most clubs are facing now. It's difficult. Thankfully, I think we've got enough points on board there where we're able to maybe turn our attentions toward the championship. That's probably the luxury we have there now after doing well over the past 3 or 4 weeks there. Thankfully, just getting enough points on board. Wouldn't like to be chasing points at this stage of the game, as you say, because then you're going to have to go full out in the game, and the last 3 games. It's not ideal then leading into the championship.
And Peter, just looking ahead, like the championship's unforgiving at the best of times, but to be drawn Carrickmore in the first round as well, there's no such thing as an easy draw, but Carrickmore flying at the moment, top of Division 1.
That's it. No, Carrickmore's going really, really well. They're probably going to win the league now at the stage. I know there's still 3 games left, but they're a significant enough win there against Eglish. Both teams were at the top of the table there on Friday, so it's probably in their hands at the moment. I'm not sure who they're playing in their last 3 games, but as I say, they've had a very, very, very good year. Their team has been very, very consistent throughout, from the league, from round 1 all the way through there to round 13 or whatever stage we're at, round 12. And then they've added in, obviously, Lorcan McGarty, who's involved with the county squad all year. Fantastic player. And then they've got Danny Fullerton back as well. 2 of them lads are 2 of the top forwards in Tyrone. So, you know, they're in a really, really good position leading into the championship.
And what about your own form, Peter? Are you happy enough the way Dromore has approached this season so far? You've always managed to maintain your position in the top half of the table, haven't you?
Well, we probably were disappointed with our start during the starred rounds. And saying that we were down a lot of bodies, you know, and with the involvement with the Tyrone under-20s as well. We had a couple of lads involved there, and then myself as well, the seniors, and then 1 or 2 injuries on top of that as well. And unfortunately, the McNabs are big losses for us, and they've been missing now. They've been missing the majority of this year, both Emmett and Sean. Huge losses, big, massive players for us. It's disappointing we'll not have them again for this championship. But that's the next man has to step up and take responsibility, and hopefully we have lads who are chomping at the bit to do that.
The championship has been tough for them, hasn't it? Like beaten last year again, and they're at 3 finals.
3, yeah. So 20, 20, 23 and 25 as well. So 3 in probably 5 or 6 years.
How tough is it to get back again on the horse after that heartache?
To be honest, it hasn't been too bad because the motivation still there. Like, we haven't achieved the goal that we want to achieve, so it's the motivation in the group's always high every year to try and get that championship medal.
It has to be frustrating though to be so close on so many occasions and then to go wrong.
Yeah, well, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Right, but you just kind of have to. We just have to try and take the learnings from each final. Like last year, we were completely second best. But this year's a new year, and anything can happen. Championship.
Some memorable performances last year through the championship. Some great highs as well, and maybe you'll take some positives away into this championship campaign.
Yeah, definitely. We beat a good Cookstown team that was heavily fancied last year, but some would argue that probably could have been our final to go. The turnover was only a week after the replay, so but no, definitely take confidence from performances. Even first round against Connollys as well. We had to get it out, so we know it's there in the squad. It's just on that final day we need it.
Injuries have been an issue this year. Obviously, I've seen Dromore a few times, and injuries have been a problem, having it for Shane in the backroom team. But everybody seems to be coming good at the right time now.
Yeah, well, we had a rough,
not everybody, obviously, but
well, we had a rough start to the league. Anyway. I think it was it took us to the 5th game to even get a win. But the break probably came at a good time in terms of we kind of had to reset and just, as within the group, like there's no point waiting on boys to come back because it'll only pass you by. So we think we had 9 or 10 lads under the age of 20, I think, playing in the squads throughout the league, and they, like, if them boys weren't injured, they wouldn't have came on developed and added. So we're going into the championship with boys coming back and them boys playing a full league campaign. So we feel like there's a good bit of depth in the squad.
Dunmore thirds, you know, he's a bit fancied in that one, obviously, against one of the third teams. You're not taking any risks, so?
No, as I said, a championship football and anything can happen. We just take it one game at a time, and that's our focus on next Saturday in Collision.
Have you set any targets
for this year's championship? So we need
just
to
get
win
over
it.
the first round?
Well, yes, obviously take it game by game, but there's belief in the squad that we need to win it. Like, that's our main goal.
Championship fever hitting here, Colin. You're at the championship launch in Girvahi here tonight. Can you feel the buzz of the championship coming around?
Aye, that's it. Doesn't be long coming around again, and it's a wee bit different. I suppose this is the club's first year with the thirds team. A few of us boys, and maybe other boys, had retired a few years ago, and whenever the club had said that would be interested to come back to help out getting the thirds off the ground with the good youth teams coming through, we sort of jumped at the chance. And you know, it's just different to try and, you know, when you're used to playing seniors, intermediates, getting the thirds off the ground, like. But it's been, well, we think internally it's been a successful year, so we're looking forward to getting a rattle at the championship too.
And it's a reflection of the big numbers that are happening in Cookstown at the moment, including your underage and all too. A lot of guys coming through there, Colin.
Oh no, there definitely is, and like it's a long time coming. All our youth teams are playing Division 1 football. Our under 16s have development teams, the minors. Development teams as well, and then obviously the minors of the last couple of years have been winning championships in and around the finals and whatnot. So it's another position for them to come in, and you know, if they're maybe not ready to step into reserve football or senior football straight away, they have another year or two to get up to that level.
And how would you sum up your league performances this year then, Colin?
It's stop and go, you know yourself. What comes with thirds. Maybe men don't make themselves as much available as they would do if it was seniors or whatnot. So that's where it's a wee bit frustrating. Like, but our aim at the start of the year was to pick up a couple of wins, see all the fixtures out, which we have, and maybe try and get a couple of wins in the championship, and that sets a base for the years going forward for the club for the thirds.
And it's Ergel Kieran's thirds that you do play in
Yes.
the first round, so a big challenge there.
Big challenge. It doesn't matter what Ergel Kieran team comes out, they're always a good team. There'll be a couple of old hands in there they have as well. We'll maybe get a couple of our older hands out as well for that day.
Okay, Ryan, we're here in Girvahi for the championship launch, and I'm sure you're getting excited for it, are you?
Yeah.
It's not too far away now, just a couple of weeks, and your opponents in the first round are Drumrah.
Raw. A tough game now. Yeah. Just off the back of another loss, but a few boys coming back in 2 weeks' time, so hopefully get a good rattle at it.
And as I was just saying, no matter how you finish in the league and no matter how you're struggling, the championship can always turn your season, can't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And how's training been going and preparations?
We've got 2 double training weeks coming up, which for us at the minute with numbers is good, so it's good to get 4 training sessions in before, get a few things looked at and try to figure out a game plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, and has numbers been okay for you this year in terms of a squad strength and depth?
Bit of an issue this year, but never had to concede any games due to numbers, but it's been tight now, 2 or 3 subs a game, but we're doing what we can, it's what we have.
Yeah, so you're prepared to give it a lash and just give it everything you have on the day?
Yeah, we're going to go out and give it a good go, yeah.
Okay, Ethan, 2026 has been a big season so far for you, but Tyrone Championship just round the corner, and that'll bring its own challenge, I'm sure, for you.
Okay, absolutely. It's been a big year, but I suppose there's something you've always your eye on is the club championship now. And look, I suppose I haven't played a big part in it, but the lads back in English have had a massive year so far, and you know, we've probably tailed off in the last few weeks, but you know, we've another big few weeks ahead now. You're trying to ramp up to get, you know, as the open draw, you can only really look at one game, so just looking at one game at a time. And obviously Donald Moore, we know the test it brings, but the boys are looking forward to it now.
I think though, Ethan, it's fair to say that your league performances and how you've been doing has just certainly got tongues wagging throughout the county, because you're just up from intermediate football, and it's a big step up to senior, but you seem to have adapted to it very, very well.
Well, I suppose we've played a lot of senior football. I suppose we've been probably tagged as a yo-yo club, and that's something that we want to change personally. And with a new crop of players coming every year at the minute, with the talent that we have coming through the youth teams, and we're probably shocked ourselves to see where we were after 4 or 5 games. Our aim was to stay in senior football, and then all of a sudden, only last week or the week before, we're probably talking that we were in the run for a league title. And like everybody says, they don't want to be involved in league titles, but English haven't won a league title in 50 years, and that was a big aim of ours. But we've probably let slip now in this last few weeks with injuries and just things not going our way. But we haven't been good enough either, so we'll have to try and pick that up again now the next few weeks and really try and build a bit of momentum again.
And the league has been very, very demanding. The double fixtures can pose their own challenges and also your strength and depth needs to be very good, I suppose, at times, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've probably paid the price. Last weekend we had a double weekend, and within 20 minutes we'd lost 2 or 3 players, and this close to championship plays a big part. And another double weekend coming this weekend, what way they want to work it. But you go out to win every weekend. Like, you're not Tyrone. That's what Tyrone football is known for. There's no such thing as dummy games. You want to win every game, and I suppose that's another way to build into the championship, by winning games. But on the other hand, you have to look after the bodies too, because any sort of knock at this stage is crisis mode. Like.
And the championship is very, very unforgiving, isn't it? When you see the opposition that you have to face sometimes in the first round. How would you rate Donaghmore now as first round opponents?
Obviously, like Donaghmore, we've seen lots of them. A lot of the younger lads have grew up, competing in minor championship finals in the last few years against them, and we probably haven't played them that much in senior football. I think we beat them in the league earlier on, but it'll be 2 completely different teams in a few weeks' time, and I suppose everybody's there to be beat. We feel that we're good enough to compete with anybody on our day, but if you don't perform in the Tyrone Championship, you can also take a heavy defeat. So it's just about showing up that whatever day it is, Sunday the 6th or whatever it is.
You'd have to say it's been a good league campaign for Carrickmore. Matters that low when it comes to the championship, does it?
Yeah, no, look, we've got off to a good start so far this year, and look, you go out to win every game, and luckily we're just sitting at a good spot at the moment. So now we know come championship it'll be a different story, so just have to try and continue that form into it.
Lost out to English last year, obviously. It was a hurtful occasion for everybody, but it's a case of bouncing straight back, isn't it? And looking ahead to the championship, because we often hear of the Carrickmore tradition when it comes to the championship.
Yeah, no.
Is that inbred into you, is it?
Yeah, I suppose I grew up with a lot of championships in the house, so it was sort of just didn't expect how hard it was. But now seeing it's been so long and there's so many teams there that can win it, you're just every year, look, it's a toss of a coin. So now hopefully we'll just stick the heads down and try to get through every game. It's
hard to believe that it's 20 odd years since there was back-to-back titles, and Carrickmore were that team to win back-to-back titles. Yeah, look, 20 years is a long time, but as I said, every team is improving as well. So, look, hopefully we can end the drought soon and get it back into the club. Tough start against Dromore, a team, of course, that's, well, they've blown a bit hot and cold this year so far, but will be a tough clash against yourselves. Yeah, well, look, we played them a few years ago in Healy Park as well, and sure, we know how that finished. It was a last minute score to win the game. Like, there's nothing between the teams, so now we're all looking forward. We're excited to get out under Healy Park on Friday night. So how have you found it that this Tyrone Championship in your young career, how difficult it is to even get through the first rounds and get that momentum in the championship? Yeah, I suppose last year is my first year, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, but the atmosphere is something you can't imagine. So when you were getting out there, even like just running out the lift, you're more just excited and nervous really. So look, you get out there and the atmosphere, it's unreal. Like, you don't want to be anywhere else. So a lot of belief about Carrickmore, isn't there? There always has been, and a management team there now that are homegrown really. Yeah, well, look, Kieran in managing at the minute, he's got 4 county medals, I think, and then Jerry, that's on all that's helping out. They've got the connections there. So look, what has Jared brought to the table? Difference, what's the difference with Jared being in charge? Look, Jared's great at what he does. You can see with the way he was doing it with the minors that he's got the credentials anyway, and you can see that he's no doubt. And look, Jerry, he's a great trainer. You can see
at training, the difference, the standard that he brings, and look, everybody gets along with him, and we're happy he's there.
Getting over the first hurdle, very important, isn't it? You can't focus nowhere else, can you?
Nah, look, as I say, you take a game apart, and you know the first game's never easy, no matter who you're playing, and look, you sort of go out and just hope it goes your way in the day.
Okay, Michael, it's championship time again in Tyrone. I'm sure you're well used to this in Arbo. So, what's the expectations this year for Arbo, do you think?
Look, we're just going to try and take a game at a time. If you're lucky enough to get past the first round, and then you can focus on the next round. But again, Aidan Dork's a core task at hand. Like it's a very difficult task with the men they have. So, look, we'll focus on that game and see can we get over that game and take it from there.
And Michael, strength and depth is everything, isn't it? Come championship and that, you've had a very, very demanding league campaign so far. So it's just about keeping everybody right and fit, isn't it, really?
It is, aye. And look, in Arbo, we've been blessed with some good youth teams coming through, and I suppose that youth is going to be helpful come the tail end of these last couple of weeks, because the young fellas are fit and ready to go week on week. They're not cutting the tail end of 30 or getting over 30, so their bodies are recovering a wee bit quicker. Like so. No, we've been blessed with a bit of luck in that we've kept relatively injury free. So no, we're happy enough.
And is league form in Division 1 very hard to read at times, Michael? I'm looking at your own form. Some weeks you look to be setting the world alight with a big result, and then other weeks you just don't know where you stand sometimes. But that's the nature of Tyrone football, is it?
It is. It's I suppose the biggest thing with especially the double game weeks and stuff like that. It's about getting your energy right. It's about trying, sometimes it's not even physical. It's about mentally getting up for the challenge on a Friday night, and then come a Sunday or Monday, getting up for another challenge, another big hit, and then Friday comes at you quick again. So, yeah, look, your energy can kind of ebb and flow, and sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes you go in with a wee bit more intensity and come out the right side of it, and then sometimes you come in a wee bit lackluster, and then that just reflects on the league table. So, yeah, it is what it is.
And reflecting back on last year's championship, you drew Eoghan, which was a very, very tough ask in that. And you were probably just a wee bit disappointed just with how things went that night. Is it all about setting the record straight maybe this year and trying to just go that step further?
Look, not so much about setting the record straight. We're extremely disappointed in how we performed in the championship last year. It's about taking this first game on and doing the best we can and improving on what we done last year. And it's a different task. We're up against Aidan Dork, so it's going to be just as hard a task, and it's about doing our homework on them and trying to come out with a result. So look, we'll do our homework and we'll prepare as best we can and hopefully do better than we did last year.
Rian, it feels as if championship fever's hitting us here tonight in Girvahy. Just the normal hype and the pressures around the Tyrone Senior Championship, but you must really be looking forward and chomping at the bit of getting into this first round game, are you?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to keep playing championship football. You know, Tyrone football, it's the best there is in the country. Nothing like Tyrone football.
And it's just pure knockout, and you know your season depends on potentially one game and that, so that can bring its own pressure in that too, can't it?
Absolutely. A lot of our boys will be looking forward to this game. I know we played them earlier in the league, but championship football is totally different to a league format. You can't take league into account when it comes to championship.
And are you satisfied the way the league has been going? You've been more than holding your own in Division 1 in recent years, and I suppose it gives you that confidence then of playing against first division opposition when you meet them come championship time. You've no fear of the big teams, have you?
No, not at all. We know in our own capabilities we can compete with any of the top teams in Tyrone. We've definitely haven't justified ourselves this year. A couple of points we've threw away and a couple of...
Holding your own in Division 1 is very, very important, and you've been doing well in recent seasons to hold your own Division 1, so you've no fears of playing the big clubs then when you come to meet them come championship time?
No, definitely not. We think we can hold our own against the top teams in Tyrone, and we have proven that years on years there. And come championship football, we'll be looking forward to get out of Omagh.
And Omagh is big opposition now. Omagh is not going so well in the league this year, but sometimes the league doesn't count for a lot come championship, does it?
No, definitely not. You can't take league into account, so you can't at all. You can see anybody on their day can beat anybody.
And for a club like Moortown, you're trying to preserve your Division 1 status there, obviously, and that too, but you have to keep that eye in the championship as well. So it's a tough juggling act, I'm sure, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. But championship football is the one the players want to play football. Why they train all year, you know, and we're just looking forward to it.
Okay, now, championship round again. Eoghan Kieran well used to big championship battles, and you're about to face another one with Killyclare in the first round.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Killyclare, great team and has championship pedigree there as well, for many years. So,
yeah, under no illusions, it'll be a tough task, but I suppose at the minute, like, it's focusing on the next league games for us, the minute, so, and we'll take championship when it comes, just.
Championship fever's rising here because the launch here tonight, not now. So yeah, it's a quick turnaround when you think about it, and the league has been quite demanding as well, hasn't it?
It has, surely, aye. The double game weeks and all that has been tough, and there's a lot of teams still fighting for points and stuff, so I'm sure a lot of teams are the same, you know, still working away on the league, and then when championship comes, they'll be working very hard for that too, then.
And the Tyrone Championship can be very unforgiving no matter what your record is in the past. And if you're not on it, not first round, man, you could be gone.
Indeed, definitely. The knockout aspect of it, it makes it challenging, obviously, like, but it makes it more exciting maybe for the viewers as well, like, so. And you can see the amount of different winners the past many years, like, so. Yeah.
And how important now is it that your form's good, you know, towards the end of the league and into the championship and that? Momentum must be everything at times, is it?
It can be, yeah, but then again, as well as you say, it's on the day as well in championship football, so you can get knocked out, doesn't matter what your form is like. But yeah, if you're going with a good form as well, it can stand you, like, but again, it's knockout football and it's do or die.
And Eoghan Kieran's record, does that put any added pressure on you now? Eoghan Kieran's recent record in the championship, you're always thereabouts every year and that. There must be some degree of pressure on you, is there, going into each year?
There's pressure on all teams going into the championship. Everyone wants to do well, like, so I don't think it's any added pressure for us now, but just, again, it's championship day and you have to go out and give it your best, just.
Steve, it's championship time again, and the Moy's a team that has always rose to the championship before. Are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, definitely. You know, every game it's week on week really, and there's a lot of jeopardy involved, so it's a good time to, you know, show how good you are and you're put up to the test, really.
And the Moy's a good tradition come championship. Got to a couple of finals from the semi-final and that last year. Does that give you a wee bit of added pressure going in when people's expecting so much of you?
No, I think this year it's a new team really, and there's a lot of young lads, and it's probably their first taste of it too. So it's a good opportunity to see how good we are and if we're good enough to do it.
And the league started the league off in a blaze of glory in that, and things just, the wheels come off slightly towards the end, maybe as a result of a couple of injuries to key players and that.
Yeah, a few injuries, forwards and goalkeeper and stuff too, but look, we make no excuses. Give a lot of boys opportunities to get involved and play that probably wouldn't have got the same opportunity if we were winning games. So no, gives us a good chance to test players and, you know, see where boys could fit in. So that's it.
Yeah, and it's Eoghan again for the Moy in the championship. They're no strangers to you. But we've always found them a tough proposition in the Moy, yeah?
Yeah, very good. Eoghan, you know, going forward, they're very good and they're strong up the middle. So you just need to watch when you're playing them, and they could sneak in a few goals if you're not at yourself. So big thing is just, you know, keeping it tight and you know, bringing our best selves really.
A remarkable season, Colin, for Eoghan, and I suppose the fact maybe you haven't won a championship match ever. This is probably your best chance looking ahead. Obviously, you're taking on Gorchin. You're almost home and host in the league. You're flying. This probably is an opportunity, isn't it?
Oh, definitely is. It's a massive opportunity, and we're definitely in a good place going into it. So we'll definitely be looking forward, but we'll definitely be taking it lightly here. As we know, Gorchin's been an established championship team there now for years, and they'll take a quite beating now to get past them.
It's been a great year for yourselves, though.
Oh, it's been unbelievable. Like, we're sitting there now, 13 out of 13, and it's definitely a good place to be. As we found ourselves at the other side of the table many a time this time of year now. I'm sure know where I'd rather be now.
What has changed? Is it Eamon Kavanagh's influence? Has management team influence? The belief in the players? The belief from the players?
Well, the belief in the players definitely been a big one too. Like, every man's bought in the year, like, and everybody's put their shoulder to the wheel. Has definitely made a difference. But McCartan and Eamon both have come in. They've definitely done a great job. They've put that belief in us, and the training now has been second to none. Like, so
there's bound to be a professional approach from Eamon and McCartan. McCartan's one of the best coaches in the country.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Every night you go down to training, you know what you've got out in front of you, and there's always a meaning behind it. You know, it's definitely it's a great setup to be around.
Is it time, obviously, for Eoghan to potentially go into senior football? Is the time right now for yourselves?
I think there's no better time, really. There's a real good group of players there, and it's just a real good blend of players. You know, you have real experienced players, and then you have the younger lads, and it's just, I think it's all come together at a good time, to be honest.
You're looking forward, obviously, to that opener against Gorchin, well aware of what Derby McNulty will bring to the table.
Oh, 100%. Dermot's an established coach, like, and he's been around the block now, and there's no doubt he'll have guards and gunning for the championship.
Is there belief that you can win the championship, maybe a double?
Oh, there's definitely belief. I said it at the start of the year, and we said like we were championship was the aim, and they won every game. Was the aim, and we've done that so far. So we hope to continue that.
Last year, remarkable year for Clonlow, wasn't it?
Aye, it was one of them years that we sort of had to put a marker down. When we met up at the start of the year, when we said our ambitions was to get back up again, and that was to the league, and then anything after that was a bonus. Once we got the league wrapped up, then we targeted the championship and took it game by game, and thankfully we got the final and got over the line.
What a game, the final against Daglish. Massive, wasn't it?
We knew coming in that game that it wasn't going to be easy. Like, it wasn't much between the two teams. They had a lot of young players and experienced players like ourselves, and we knew it was going to come down to the wire. And thankfully we sort of got our act and stuck back to the game plan in the last 10 minutes and pulled through the game.
How disappointing was 24 though, to realise maybe in the latter stages of the league that you were going down?
Obviously it's very disappointing, like, because for Clonlow it's a massive thing to be playing in Division 1 football. As a group it was maybe one of the best things maybe, because with a lot of young players coming through, we lost a lot of experienced players in the one go, so it was maybe a good time to get the young boys played through. And then now this year to get back in Division 1 and they're starting to show their worth, like, so you can sort of take the negatives and the positives out of it. So
yeah. Well, you're looking obviously English last year in the final, in the first round. It couldn't be better really for a local derby, could it?
No. That's what championship football's all
about. That's the talk. I suppose it's been that since the start of Colin and Clonlow.
Yeah, and you know yourself, on the day it doesn't matter what way it goes. It's a level playing field. You know, two teams, championship football, knockout. It's whoever plays the best is going to get through that game. Like, so we just need to make sure that we're ready for that game.
Is that what makes the Tyrone Championship extra special? You have one chance at it, really.
That's it. Yeah, you're beat, you're gone. That's it. There's no back door, and as you say, it makes it a bit more interesting. But if you're not on your day and you're not playing well, you can get caught in the hap, and you just need to make sure that you are playing well.
There'll be some crowd at that game, won't there, though, because it really is. There's derbies and then there's derbies.
That's it. This story goes back a long time, like, and it hasn't changed to the day, like. So, like, you'll have everybody from all over come to watch it, like. So, it'll be a good watch for a neutral, anyway.
And that one final point, obviously, you know, the good backroom team last year. Everybody's still there this year. There's that belief that you can push on again.
That's it. Like, you know, we'll have to obviously move on from last year and take that into this year. Obviously, a bit more experience, obviously, this year, and hopefully we can carry that through. Obviously, the younger boys have an extra year as well, and obviously us old legs have a bit of experience in this line too. Like, so, yeah, it's going to come down to the day, and hopefully we can be on the right side. You're looking
forward to the challenge of the senior championship again, because Clonlow have always been a decent championship side.
Oh, that's it. Like league games are for playing in, and any championship game, especially when you're back on Division 1 again, like it's one of the best games to be playing in, and no one that day coming down the line and you're lining out just ready for throwing, like all the nerves are gone and the adrenaline kicks in, like, so yeah, looking forward to it.
It's everybody out to get you, aren't they?
Well, whole thing moves on very quick now. Whenever you get back into league football and all that there, hey, it's kind of just set to the side, hey, and your focus turns into 2026, you know.
But you really, you know, took the good and the good times really to heart. Having the first time, it was brilliant for Loch McCrory.
Oh, definitely. You had to cherish it and you had to make the most of it, hey, because at the end of the day, like, it's the first time and there has to be a first time for everything, and certainly we enjoyed it, hey.
It was emotional, wasn't it, for a lot of people? A lot of people who, the founders of the club, the people who were always digging deep over the years.
Absolutely, like we're a relatively young club in the grand scheme of things, especially the clubs in Tyrone, and there's a lot of people that's been there from the very start and that have played in the very first team, you know, Paddy. So for a long time, you know, we were struggling down at the bottom of junior, and you know, without those hard days, we couldn't have had the magical day in October that we ended up having, you know.
Especially for a lot of the club men, like Barney, it never, you know, gives 100% all the time, and the pitch there and the corns, and, you know, like and Eddie Gordon and people like that there who have worked very tirelessly.
Oh, I know.
And still do, of course.
Yeah, look, it's us boys that are on the pitch.
I better mention Padraig and Kelly as well, who always looks after us with tea, but for people like that, it has to be exceptional.
It's us boys on the pitch that have the easy job in comparison to what those people do. You know, they're putting in relentless hours every night of the week, and there's unbelievable work that goes on in the background, probably with little to no recognition, but you know, we all do recognise them and we all appreciate everything they do for us. And look, that goes on in every club, Paddy. You know, we're nothing without the volunteers that we have within our club.
Well, they celebrated, you celebrated, but now it's a case of getting back into action again, and a tough opener against a side like Dungannon, who there's been some great battles for yourselves over the past few years, hasn't there?
Aye. We had a great game with them in 2020, went to extra time and they were going to win it, and then we played them again there 2 years ago in the quarter final, which was in Connollys as well, and they pipped us in that one as well. So I look here, all been well now, it'll be a good game.
You owe them one then, I suppose you could say.
Well, I don't know about that, but look, hey, you know yourself, Paddy, with Tyrone Championship, there's certainly no guarantees. So look, it's a game of football at the end of the day, and we'll be going to enjoy it, I know.
Defending champions, everybody is out to get you, though, aren't they? And I suppose, has that been the mindset this year, or is it a case of, look, we're going to have to start again here?
No, look, hey, the way you look at it is, if you look at that league table there, like you see how competitive the division is. At the minute, there's maybe 5 or 6 teams that could still win the league, and the rest of the pack could actually still be pulled into relegation battles.
Yeah.
So that speaks the competitive nature. You know, that tells you the competitive nature of the championship itself and football in Tyrone.
A few new faces in the squad, obviously. I suppose it's a case of transition, really, isn't it, with young lads coming through, but that's important.
Yeah, look, hey, it's you know, about getting young lads through and giving them their chance. And you know, I suppose no lad, you're not going to know how any lad takes it if they don't get a chance, and especially, you know, the league's great for doing that, but at the same time, with the league being so competitive that there, it's just a bit managing, you know.
No changes in the backroom team, everybody remains?
No, everybody, we're all good.
That's the main thing. Now, it's been a good year for you personally too, obviously with your Tyrone debut and that as well.
Aye, look, it is, surely, aye. No, it was good to get playing a few games, and I suppose all of its experience that you can hopefully take and learn from it and be able to bring back to Lomacray.
Obviously last year was special. Is there one highlight, apart from winning it, is there anything that stands out to you from last year's championship that you treasure?
No, like, you know, the best thing about winning it was the fact that you got an extra game, and anytime you won a championship game, you had an extra 2 weeks at training, an extra 2 weeks crack with the lads. And you know, anybody will tell you that the best part of it's the journey, you know. And you know, it's easy to say that now that we've won it, but you know, it's the friendships, it's the crack, it's everything that you have along the way that's the most special part, Paddy, you know.
Looking forward to it again, looking forward to defending it.
Absolutely. Look here, it's great even to be playing league football in a minute, and the championship will come in thick and fast, so everybody looks forward to the championship.
Okay, Dara, just coming off the back of a very, very strong league campaign here, I suppose. Galbady's been going well in the league, haven't they?
Aye. That was the goal at the start of the year, just to get safe, like stay safe for that zone and then focus on championship. Probably made the mistake the last couple of years of focusing too heavily on the league, and it just like when you're playing every game as if it's championship, it can wear you out come the decisive game, like.
But getting those early league points is very, very important, isn't it? Because it does give you that wee bit of breathing space come championship. You don't want to be fighting for survival if you can help it too, because quick turnaround then the championship as well, isn't it?
Aye, it's massive. Like the teams that are having to play the full league out, fighting for points, like they can struggle come championship. So we're lucky enough to have picked up enough points over the last few games just to give us that breathing space.
And you need to be primed, obviously, with who your opponents are going to be. You don't need any introduction to Trillick, do you, given their championship record in recent seasons?
Nah, there was some game there, we played them in the league. Haven't seen a league game like it in a long time, but just adds to it. That's some spectacle now with that game under us.
Yeah, and then, like, I mean, all the teams are just of equal, but anybody can take anybody out on any given day, and that too, Dara, is not the case. But it's the beauty of Tyrone football.
Aye, exactly. With the players we have, I believe we can beat anybody. So, Trillick, it's going to be a tough test, but sure, why not? Why can't we beat them?
Absolutely. Just a lot of fires to put out sometime when you see their county performers and all the rest too. But Galbally is a well-established Division 1 senior outfit in recent times, and you're obviously going in and you're fearing nobody at this stage, are you?
no chance. We've struggled the last couple of years in Championship with Dromore, then Loughlin and Donaghmore, which none of the games we were happy with our performance in them. So we're hoping to just give a full performance this year and see where it takes us.
Cormac, Championship just around the corner. You're just coming off the back of a very, very busy league campaign, but there's something very, very special about the Championship when it hits in Tyrone, isn't there?
Especially in your first round against neighbours to the rock. They have a good Championship side now, so everyone's looking forward to that one. But still another few league games to go too, so.
Yeah, you've the league obviously to complete now and that, and you've been struggling a wee bit in the league, but a wee bit of form coming in towards the end there, is there?
A good bit now, but a lot of them games are ticking the ball in it. Can go either way, and waiting on men, like a lot of men out with injuries this year. But it's hard to get a good run going, but getting there anyway, like, they'll come.
Yeah, and do you feel the Intermediate Championship still as wide open as ever, Cormac, regardless of where you finish in the league?
I'd say any team saying they're going this year, especially like Clonov last year, they're out of it now, but from top to bottom, any team can beat each other on their day.
And when the draw came out and you were drew against the neighbours rock, what was the feeling at that point, Cormac?
I'm sure people's probably looking for an easier draw now, but what can you do, like?
But it certainly gets the community talking, doesn't it, and the players talking?
Hopefully they have a good buzz come that day. That Saturday, Loughlin Prairie, good crowd at it too, hopefully. No, everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's all down to this one last game, isn't it? You have to treat every game like it's your last almost in the Championship.
That's the thing. You only have 60 minutes, and if it's not your day, it's not your day. You're gone.
And you're really looking forward to the challenge, obviously. There'll be nothing given too easily when it comes to it.
No, that's it. Last year, it was a hard game too. Neither won first round and flew the next round, so we're well up for it.
Reigning champions in the junior. What a journey, first of all. 2025 into 26 turned out to be.
Aye, unreal. Hey, probably didn't expect it to go as far as we did, but we set out to win the junior Tyrone anyway, and just we took it each game as a time as they come after that, and thankfully got through Ulster and went on to that Ireland now, up short, but what a journey it was, aye.
You set out your stall at the very start of the campaign last year, a massive victory over Omagh, but it didn't really, you knew you got a comfortable enough victory that day. But there were some bigger tests as you went along. Obviously, the final against Dromore was a tight enough one.
It was, aye, and even I think it was the quarter final against Connollys was a tight one that day too. We didn't perform well. We knew there's a lot more in us. But Dromore in the final was a tight one, as we expected it would be. But no, just getting through them was the main thing.
The journey was good. Obviously, he's got to intermediate football this year. He's hoping against Pomeroy.
That's right, aye. We'll be probably going in as underdog there, because Pomeroy, high calibre team, probably one of the favourites for intermediate. So, good luck now. We'll give it a go anyway and see how we get on. And intermediate's wide open, as we know.
Any new faces on board this year? Because it's always a case of bringing lads from the minors right through, isn't it?
It is, aye. Young lad now, McKenna, in for the first year. He sort of trained with us there in the winter. He's performing well now. He's playing corner forward there. He's getting among the scores and stuff. So it was good to have young lads pushing on.
What about the league campaign? Have you took it pretty serious, have you?
We definitely have, aye. Probably mixed results at the minute, winning and losing. Just every team's probably struggling with injuries and bodies and stuff, but we're no different. But
how have you found that this year? Because there's really been no break, because obviously over Christmas you were training for the All-Ireland series, and then you were basically straight back into the pre-season.
That's right, aye. So very little rest, but it's good that games are coming thick and fast, and you've no time to dwell on a defeat. At the same time, you've no time to get too excited over a good win, so you just take each game as it comes and keep them going.
No changes behind the scenes, everything sort of as it was?
As it was, aye. Same boys were all involved as last year. Good team we have, and everybody's familiar with each other and stuff, so that's a good bonus.
Have you set targets? Obviously, as you said, as underdogs, but have you set targets going into the championship? Obviously, you'd like to progress certainly from the first round anyway, and see what happens.
Aye, but that's probably as far as we've looked at the minute, to be honest. Still focusing the league, trying to maintain our safety there, and then we'll look at Pomeroy. But now, if we
get through the first round. That's as far as we're looking at the minute.
The crack must have been unbelievable though through the campaign last year. As you said, that was unbelievable. But for the supporters and everybody involved in the club, it must have been extra special to represent your club in Croke Park.
Unbelievable. It's stuff of dreams, like, you know, for supporters, players, anyone involved, you know, for a small club to go that far. You know, it's hard to believe it actually happened now, but it's just to sort of give everybody sort of...
Does it whet the appetite to want to do that again?
Oh, big time, of course it does. That's not that simple now, but no, just to get that far, you know, not many clubs have done it and stuff, but it's just, you know, which is exactly what it's all about, isn't it?
Aaron, we're here at the Championship launch in Girvahi, and I'm sure you're getting geared up for what's ahead now in the next couple of weeks.
That's it, right. No, we're looking forward to it. It's been a long enough wild season now, and this is the game that I suppose everybody's in the business for. So we're getting ourselves sorted out, and I'm looking forward to the day now.
And it's the case too, Aaron, that no matter how you've done in the league, the Championship can just turn your entire season sometimes, can't it?
It can, aye. There's been a lot of teams over the years that have sort of proven that the league form is sort of, it doesn't really come onto it. I was just saying out there in another interview, like if you're in the game, you know, you're in there with a puncher's chance. You know, the games can go anyway during the day, and you know, teams can maybe be a lot different on Championship day than they're throughout the league. So if you're in it, you've got a chance. You know, you're not doing it.
And how's preparations been going? I know it's been a demanding enough league campaign for you, so it's supposed to have been a challenge just keeping players together and that, and injury free, isn't it?
Aye, it's been a very long season now. In fairness. And we have struggled. That's no secret. So it is. But we're doing what we can with what we have. And in fairness, now it seems to be coming together nicely again. We had a lot of injuries at one point, and you know, fellas that got the travel bug and stuff like that, and sort of went away over the course of the season. But everything seems to be coming back nicely, and the boys are really looking forward to the day out. So.
And a big challenge for you in the opening round, Braca, a team that I'm sure you're quite familiar with, even though they're from the opposite end of the county to you.
I was just saying out there as well, hey, you know, Braca, probably a team cut from the same cloth as ourselves, you know, sort of limited resource, but you know, a real proud club, and they always turn out well on the day. So we've had plenty of run-ins with Braca over the years now since we come back down onto junior football, and there's probably never been too many points on it. You know, probably a kick of the ball here or there. We played them in the Championship. I remember one of the first years we were down, and they ran us tight that day. And the league matches have been no different over the course of the year. So I think it's two similar teams that are both probably looking at it and going, you know what, there's a game there, or we could possibly get a one. So it should be a good game on the day.
Shay, it's always tough at Tyrone Championship.
Yeah.
You're facing a Terry Race side who've already won the league, and it's a tough championship to win. But when you're facing a team maybe that's already got silverware, does it take the pressure off a wee bit?
Yeah, it does, surely. Any championship game is on the day, really, and we're going into this game with a lot of confidence.
Last year, obviously, was disappointing the way he's finished up at the quarter-final stage. Is it a few new faces in the squad since then, obviously?
Yeah, there definitely is. There's a lot of young lads came through this year that have really found their place in the team. So it's an incredible boost to the team, so it is, and they've really found their feet, so they have.
It hasn't been an easy season, though, and it's the Championship, sort of a good old time to come, is it? And you sort of throw the shackles off, don't you?
Yeah, it is, surely. It's a league campaign that really got away from us, to be honest. There was a lot of games there where that slip, but it's a clean slate come Championship, so it's really on the day, and whatever team shows up, more likely going to win.
You're looking forward to it because you know, you're one of the smaller clubs, but you can always put a hand up there and say, look, we're going to go for this.
Yeah, and looking back to last year's game gave us an incredible amount of confidence.
Finalists last year ended in disappointment, and last year was a difficult year for Thurrock, wasn't it? Obviously, with the passing the previous year of Jody, it was definitely tough, wasn't it?
It was definitely a tough year. Jody meant a lot to us, I suppose. But as I said last year, his spirit, his character lives in this group and will live in this group forever. So disappointing, yes. Anytime you get to a Tyrone county final and don't win, it's disappointing, especially whenever they're so hard to get to. But this group's been on the go now for the last 10, 12 years. We've been on the right side of them and we've been the wrong side of them. So I suppose we know what both sides feel like, and I suppose it's just about getting back on the horse again.
Does that spirit drive you on again this year to go that extra step and get your hands in the O'Neill Cup again?
It does. I suppose all you have to do is look at the league table there at the minute in Tyrone. There's nothing between any of the teams. I suppose we've had a good enough league campaign, but we've also had a couple of rough patches. So I suppose for us it's just about taking the learnings from the league and the championship. I think it's a bit naive at this stage to be chatting about county finals because they're so hard to get to. But as I say, anything we're doing now will be trying to take the learnings and use the next 3 weeks as preparation for...
Tough opener against Galway?
Aye, definitely. I suppose we played them there last Friday night, so we've played them in championship for a couple of years recently, like, so we know the threats they carry. We know how good they are. There's some deadly forwards, different threats all over the pitch, and they've height as well, which is big. So, and then we're doing between now and then we'll be working on that first round clash.
There's a lot of continuity, obviously, in the backroom team with Peter McGanty still there, obviously from Jody's here, Richard Thornton there as well, and sort of the backroom team remains the same, and the players remain the same, but there are a few injuries, and that obviously yourself as well. It has to be worrying.
I suppose. Listen, I'm not the first person to miss out a year through injury. And I won't be the last, I'm sure. I suppose we've built the squad now, as I say, over the last 10, 12 years to deal with things like this. It's just a case of next man up, I suppose.
But you all play your part. I think that's the key thing, where if one man's down, that man's still part of the group.
Absolutely, yeah. Still a role to play. I think that's crucial. And as recent as 2023, whenever Matty and wee Mick missed out, they're still very much...
Well, Matty kicked every ball on the sideline, even though he was off, didn't he, really?
They're still very much part of the success. And I suppose for me personally now, it's about doing whatever I can to help the group.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough campaign. This league campaign's been tough for a lot of teams with injuries as well, and maybe it's something that needs to be looked at further down the line, because it has been crammed in quite a lot, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I think the fixtures definitely need looked at. The double game weeks make it very difficult, and if you pick up a knock, especially at this time of the year, it's very, I suppose, detrimental to you personally and the team. Like, so it's definitely, I think, something that needs looked at. But as you say, the league this year is so tight. There's 8-10 teams. There's nothing between them. Like, so it sets it up well, I suppose, for the championship.
No doubt about it. The Tyrone Championship, so difficult to win back-to-back titles. Everybody will be sort of saying, well, Loch McCrory, they're being knocked off. It's been the same with yourselves, hasn't it? Getting that back-to-back title.
It is, and as I say, it's so difficult to get to the final. If you ask anyone here tonight, I'm sure they'll say they're focusing on the first round, and as cliche as it sounds, it's the truth, because any day you go out in the Tyrone Championship, it's do or die, you can be nipped. So I suppose you just have to take it one game at a time and see how that takes you.
Conor, we're here in Gavahi tonight at the championship launch. You're still active in the league at the moment, but the sights will soon be turning to the championship and the big one.
They definitely will. We have a couple of big games now coming up, but there'll be great preparation, in honesty, for the championship, and we're hoping now we can play at our potential and really make a go of it this year. So.
And as you can see even here from tonight, the hype surrounding the Tyrone Championship, Conor, and the pressures that brings. You've Tyrone TV and the crowds are growing every year. It must be just something you really, really relish as a player, though, getting stuck into the championship in Tyrone, is it?
Of course, look, the league's the league at the end of the day, but when you're starting out at the start of the year, it's in them cold nights, like you just want to be playing championship, and as you say, the buzz about it, and no game can be called, no matter how poorly somebody is going or how well they're going. Anybody can be nipped on the day, and I don't think there's any other championship like Tyrone. I think that's well documented, and look, it's a pleasure still to be hanging on and playing a bit myself. So,
and very, very hard to call a winner for any neutrals or journalists or anything else. I mean, the form guide's hard to call in Division 1 at times, isn't it?
Mental. Anybody can beat anybody. I think this year especially it's been even more because of the congested sort of schedule, and you could be unlucky, pick up a few injuries, and at this stage you could be out, for 3 or 4 games, and I think teams are finding that, and
I definitely think this year now it has been like there's no rest in your laurels. Every week you need to be on or you're going to lose.
And Conor, how big a lift is it to the likes of Eden Dark? You mean your county men's well documented and what to do for Tyrone, but how much of a lift does it give you at training, not too gearing up for these really big games to have those guys on board?
No, it's a massive lift. Like, obviously they're three of the best footballers in Ireland, so they're obviously going to make a serious difference to every team, and them lads drive the standards. And look, hopefully in the next week or so we're going to actually get Ben back as well, who's in America. So, we're thinking if we can just keep and get lucky with injuries and all, we're quietly confident. But I'm sure our boy are the exact same. But
Conor, you've established yourself as a proper senior Division 1 team, in recent years, despite the loss of the guys through the county at times too and having to play without them. So that must give you the confidence of competing against the really top teams at the moment, does it?
No, definitely. Like our younger men have come in and like a lot of them have played at a good level, but it's still a massive step up. And the older men like myself are hanging on, but we have bringing that sort of experience and they're probably bringing the energy at the minute, which is great. And, that's what every team needs. You need that blend, and I definitely think we have it at the minute now. There's some excellent performances this year throughout the league. Some of our younger men that are probably carrying us through it. But if you want to be successful, that's the way it has to be.
James, it's that time of year again, championship time. I'm sure you're feeling the buzz, are you?
I'm looking forward to it now. It's good to get up here tonight now. You can feel a bit of a buzz starting now on it. Just a few weeks out, I suppose, and the league's near wrapped up. Only a couple more games to go, so I think everybody's eager enough to get stuck into the Joe Championship again for another year.
And how do you feel the league has went for you? Derrylaughton maybe would have been expected to be in the upper echelons of the division, but you faced a few challenges, have you?
We did, yeah, probably, especially coming out of Division 1. We were probably fancied as one of the probably top 4 teams coming out of it and stuff, but probably lacking a bit of consistency right from the start. But I think in our last few games we're showing a wee bit more consistency and picking up them vital points to get out of the relegation battle. And I think we're sort of hitting a wee bit of form here coming into the championship and looking forward to it now. So,
and there's nothing like the championship to focus minds, James, no matter how the league has went for you, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Like the championship, it's a different ball game altogether, like in Tyrone, like, so we're going to relish it here now, and we're all looking forward to it. And it's a tough game to start off in, like, but we're focusing here now a couple more league games to maybe tidy a few things up, and we'll go into the championship here. Hopefully with bright aspirations now.
Yeah, and as Colin you meet in that first round now. Colin's a team who's been trying to keep themselves afloat in intermediate football, but a good championship record they have too.
They do, yep, and they definitely have a couple of young boys who are starting to come into their team, and they're very strong in attack, and like they're not a team we'd be taking lightly. Like you can't take anybody lightly in this own championship, because if you're not on it, you're not into the next round. Like, so we'll definitely be putting a lot of preparation in for the next couple of weeks into them boys, and no, we're looking forward to it now, definitely.
And James, it's not that long, obviously, since you won the intermediate championship. How much does experience count on the big days?
It definitely does. Like, it's only since 2024 when we lifted the cup and had a good enough run in Ulster, but our team has definitely changed since then, with a lot of retirements and a lot of new boys being blooded into the team. It was probably difficult last year with the amount of injuries we had in Division 1. So our championship run didn't go that well against Oma that day in Primary, but no, we're definitely looking forward to it here now, and it's we can look back on 2024 and hopefully we can try and go for it again this year, hopefully.
No getting away from the fact it was a tough year last year for yourselves, even though you got to the quarter final of the championship relegation.
It was definitely a blow getting relegated last year. We're kind of looking up the table, but we end up looking down the bottom and struggled to end up then.
How tough was it then to try and regroup ahead of this season back in junior football?
You can probably see by the fixtures, couple of first 4 or 5 games anyway, we're struggling, like we're kind of trying to get used to it again. It's basically it's more like a rebuild now in the club, especially there's a couple of older hands they have left, and a lot of young boys come in. There's 5 or 6 young boys come in to the team.
People are saying though that you're sort of within that favourites bracket, that maybe 3 or 4 teams that could progress and won the junior championship. Do you feel any of that pressure at all?
No, definitely. If you're talking around the club, I don't think we'd fancy ourselves as in that bracket now. Look, it's going to be a tough year, really it's going to be. I'm sure everybody going to say the same thing, but especially injuries that we got this year and trying to get boys back and fighting with boys, it's going to be a difficult year. Like.
And obviously a preliminary round is one of the first teams out against Strabane. You would still fancy your chances though to progress to the quarterfinals? The first round rather, at least.
Suppose you asked Strabane on too, you're going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
But we'll take this one game and we'll see how we perform, and hopefully we get the performance on the day, and that's all that really matters.
The mood's positive though.
It's positive, like, especially coming into the championship time. That's when the wee buzz starts to come back into it.
And no injuries, and everybody sort of, those boys have been carrying a bit of a knock there, all of a sudden they're cured again. Isn't that the way the championship is?
Unfortunately, we got a couple of our bad ones there at the weekend again, so we'll see how it.
Another wee bit under strength on this weekend.
Maybe a wee bit of magic water, Sean, maybe do the trick for us.
Last year, obviously, a disappointing loss and a replay against Barra after a good performance, first of all, but it just didn't work out. And they end up, you take on now, obviously, Cookstown. You have 10 points on the board. It hasn't been a great season, but then the absentee list has been phenomenal, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, we've got off to a good start, and then kind of missing a pile of boys for injuries and whatnot, and boys leaving. But no, last year, Barra, we probably had them. The first game we kind of let us slip, and then just the second game we didn't turn up at all. So now we're looking to make amends of that this year against Cookstown under lights in Healy Park. So now we're all looking forward to it.
Last year was a good year overall though, wasn't it, for Drumcon getting promotion and that. And I suppose the thing is, there's a belief within the squad that you can progress because there's some great talent coming through. Bear in mind you had 7 minors on there one weekend, so there's a lot coming through.
Yeah, no, that's probably our biggest downfall in Drumcon. We don't have much belief. But now then we had managers, there's Stevie and Darren last year, that put the belief into us. And we did push on, we did win the league in Division 3, and then we stayed up last year, which was another great achievement for us. So now we're trying to push on and stay up. We know we can push on and get higher up that table. It's just we need a bit more of that belief. But now we have a good youth coming through there, and they're fairly helping us this year. So now we'll just keep on pushing.
And then obviously Eddie McKelly's in this year. And behind the scenes obviously as well, you've set the experience of Lily Patterson, Ray McCallion, all them boys are still around the club. And they're players you can look up to, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great having youth coming through, but them other lads too, as you say, someone to look up to. Something that just need you strive towards to be as good as them or achieve as much as they have achieved. So now having them about the camps definitely boost your like to get you going,
It's going to be a tough championship, there's no doubt about that. But if you can get that belief and get the motivation and get over that first hurdle, well, really the sky's your limit, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we have a big weekend coming up here in the league to retain our intermediate status for next year. But now after that, once them 2 games are over, we're going to be full focus on the championship, and we can't wait to.
Sort of a wee bit of a break in between, so it isn't so just straightforward.
I know we'll get the 2 weeks in hard training, and then Friday night under the lights in Healy Park. Like, what more could you ask for?
There's been some great battles between Dungannon and Loughmacrory over the past few years, and it's shaping up to be one again, isn't it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, we know each other very well the past few years, and look what they done last year too. Credit to them. So a great team, and we're looking forward to it.
Even the year, obviously, that you went on to win it, it was an extra time victory that day. There's been a couple of scripts since that as well. There's no getting away from the fact that the championship's extra special, though, and as defending champions, they will be out to try and progress, because we know the history in Tyrone where teams haven't got back to even the finals, let alone won back-to-backs.
Absolutely, yeah. First, when we won it in 2020, we went out the year after, and Drumore beat us in the first round after another cracker too. So it's a tough place to get back to another final, never mind win it again. So yeah, look, we're looking forward to the challenge, and us and Loughmacrory, as you say, 2 years ago we scored a late goal to beat them in Pomeroy as well. We're playing each other in Pomeroy as well this year, so no, I'm looking forward to it.
There's a wee bit of history there. In terms of the season, it just hasn't been the way that you would have wanted. A lot of turmoil. You find yourselves in the lower reaches of the table, but still a chance to get out of it. Change in management too, and that seems to have stabilised things.
Stabilised things with a good few results there, but then bad results against Eden Dork. I think it was just a few weeks that we had. We just took its toll on us, and Eden Dork just outplayed us. But yeah, the boys are in now. We haven't had much training, to be fair, because the matches are becoming thick and fast. So we've only had a few nights in the field to get their work done, and they're doing good work at the minute. They're training there tonight. So
It's a case of getting the league out of the way and then focusing on the championship really quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, look, championship's in the back of our mind at the minute. It just has to be pushed to the side. And these 3 games, it's every game coming up is a championship game for us now. So great preparation if we can get out of this. And we'll say 3 games leading into the championship game before the championship even starts. It's if it worked well for us and goes well for us, it's great. It'll be great preparation.
That championship success after 60 odd years must have been extra special. I suppose it was different obviously with COVID as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And 6 years ago now, it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, isn't
it? You think once you win one, you think, right, let's go again. But 6 years later, and we still haven't got another one. And we've been close a few times, but close isn't enough. Last year, beat by Trillick, very close game. And look, what happened after that, we don't know, but we weren't there. So this year again, another tough draw, Loch McCrory. So yeah, we just have to.
And you can't really set targets past Loch McCrory, can you?
No, definitely not. No, again, not even thinking about Loch McCrory yet at the minute. But once we get the league out of our way, we'll have 2 weeks to work on them. And the way the draw is now, you can't look ahead because it's an open draw. So yeah, Loch McCrory, you don't definitely not look past them. So we'll have work to do, and we'll look forward to it.
One thing is finally though that the Tyrone Championship is special. It is that knockout. It is winner take all in the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what makes it better than anything else.
Absolutely. I know a lot of counties do this league format, or even that back door, you get a second chance. But no, everyone talks about the Tyrone Championship, and it's one of the best, and that's why, because any team can be knocked out in the first day, any team can win it, and yeah, it's definitely.
And Dungannon, of course, will be hosting a few games too, and the facilities up there now are excellent as well. So a lot of progress made off the park, but you should like a bit of progress on it now too.
Absolutely, good work done over the past years to get the place where it is at the minute, and it's credit to everyone who worked it. But yeah, we just can't be letting things slip, and getting into Division 2 it would be a big upset, but hopefully in weeks to come it'll not happen.
Repeated last year in the championship, and potentially you owe them one.
Yeah, potentially. Look, are a good side. You know, we did beat them twice or once in the league this year, but they're a different side than they were last year, so they're definitely going to be a big obstacle for us.
It's a tough championship, but when what was the feeling whenever you threw out against them again 1 year on?
It's nice to have that chance to maybe put right what we potentially thought was wrong last year, but again, as I say, like, it's no matter who you got, there's no easy games on it.
Yeah, the Tyrone Championship is very, very tough. The Junior Championship is very tough, isn't it? And your neighbours Clogher obviously went all the way last year.
Yeah.
So there's certainly a belief within the clubs that they can progress.
Yeah, well, you've probably seen there in the 3 there that a lot of teams can beat a lot of teams, and the top end of that 3A as well is very, very strong as well.
It's a good competition in terms of the championship. The league maybe didn't go the way that a lot of clubs would have planned.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's a chance to put it right, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, like for our own club, like we were ravaged with injuries all year. I'm sure every club with the way the games came thick and fast is the same thing. Like, so hopefully if we can get men out in the pitch now on Saturday and try and put a performance in.
It's tough, probably being one of the first teams out as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I suppose rattling in then start off the league, maybe not having that break, hopefully could be a good thing for us, you know.
Do you take that as a positive? As the management sort of said, we're still going here, we're still rocking on?
Oh, look, the two lads taking us this year, they've been brilliant for us to have. Scott and Ferg have been really, really good, you know, so they've kept thing right. Things all very positive, and yeah, looking forward to Saturday.
A few new faces there as well, obviously coming through, and maybe that gives it a wee bit of added boost ahead of that again.
Yeah, look, some of them young lads have come in especially this year and the last couple of years. Like, you've Luke and Connor the last number of years, and you'd Finn, Cormac, now Eoghan this year. They're all brilliant players, so like.
You're looking forward to the challenge?
Yeah, look, again, local derby, it's a nice one, so it is. So yeah, definitely first round championship should be a nice one.
Losing to Brackenville last year, bit of a setback, but you certainly bounced back now. Stephen Ferguson has you rejuvenated, refocused. Champions, obviously, of the league. Takes a bit of pressure off going into the championship, doesn't it?
Oh, of course, definitely takes a bit of pressure. Stevie Ferguson and Decky come in this year, and they've done a great job at getting us to regroup and, you know, really put the shoulder to the wheel and put our heads down, and it's going good at the minute now.
I think it was 18 from 18. Is some record to have?
Yeah, we definitely done well in the league this year now. It was always our target at the start of the year was to, you know, get this league and then go from there and see what happens, you know.
Is the focus sort of now to win the championship? You know, you don't want to rest on just that one title. You don't want to push on.
Look, if you ask any team around here, of course they want to win the championship. Is that a focus? Yes, of course it is, but there's a lot of good teams out there and you just have to take it one game at a time and see what happens, and Championship's never one easy.
Hasn't been an easy couple of years for Tyrone with so many players away, but a lot of those players are back now and there's a belief again about the squad, isn't there?
Aye, we went through a couple of tough years now. We'd men away and we'd probably, didn't have much of a squad there to come in and replace some of them men, but we have a few youth coming through there at the minute, like Eoghan McGrath and Pat Harley and Ryan Stars come in this year. We have a few men back from their travels, a couple of men back the previous year, so definitely it's the strongest probably we've had squad-wise in a long time. If we have a few injuries, we have a few men to step in there and do a job, and it's great. It's a great problem to have.
It's not that long ago you were playing right through into senior. It's remarkable. As remember Neil Key saying, why shouldn't we win the O'Neill Cup? And I suppose the belief is there in Tyrone, especially the fact that he's won the league, the reserves won the league, just goes to show there is a good squad there now, really a big squad.
Oh, there's a good squad there, and just when it comes to belief, there's always a belief in Tyrone that they'll never go away. So that's something that we've always carried with ourselves. So again, you just take that through and you work hard and you see what happens.
A lot of work off the field as well, and anytime you go out there to Darcy Park, there's someone else done, there's a bit of work done. Very progressive club, and you would like to move up to senior, up to intermediate, back into intermediate, and maybe on to senior again, because there's a nucleus there of that squad, the beliefs there, the facilities are there. It's just bringing it all together now.
Yeah, definitely. Look, every club's goal is to progress up through the ranks. That's something that we, as I said before, we do have high aspirations. Hopefully we can get back there one day, but it's going to take a lot of work. And whenever your senior men are doing well, it trickles back down through the club, and it gives our youth a lot of belief as well. So we'll keep advancing and keep progressing as much as we can. And again, we'll take one game at a time. We'll see what happens.
It used to be all about the Darcy, but the Curtains have a big say in this Tyrone setup now, don't they?
Well, our reserve's done well there, and my brother was in that team, so yeah, of course. But look, here it's a full community thing. There's loads of different families in Tyrone, and they're all coming together, and we wouldn't be anywhere without all the different connections.
After two back-to-back defeats against Moy in the championship, a different opponents this year, obviously for yourselves with Kildress.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that challenge first of all.
Of course, sure. It's a local derby. We're looking at all of the teams you could potentially get, and there was a few derbies in there, so there's potential that we're going to get done, and Kildress is close to home, so be a good test, be a good crowd. We've had good battles with them over the years, so fingers crossed we can come out the right side of it this year.
In terms of Division 2, obviously sort of mid-table, are you happy enough with the way it panned out, or obviously like a lot of clubs' injuries was a big factor?
That's a big one. We had a really good start to the league, 3 or 4 really good wins, and then kind of that middle part we dropped a bit of form, you're saying there, injuries, and then this last couple of weeks there we've picked up good form. We've picked up 2 very strong wins, which will hopefully into this last weekend get another 2, fingers crossed, and then that'll give us good momentum coming into the championship.
The championship obviously is something that the Rock have had some great years at junior level. There's been some great days with Rock, hasn't there? For a small club, he's maybe punched above your weight at times.
When I look at the squad of boys that we have, with the ability to go and win a championship, it just hopefully all pans out in the day. We can keep everyone injury free, because it is with a small enough panel of lads, so we have to pile in and work together, and we do. I believe we have the potential. We can go and win one.
Who's in charge of the team this year?
We have Paul Coney, and then 2 club men, Eamon Daly and Adrian Nugent. So plenty of experience, plenty of knowledge to bring to the table, and we've took a lot from them this year.
And that homegrown sort of knowledge is key as well, isn't it?
It's nice to have that as well. It's a good balance having that, the outside and the inside too.
Have you set targets for the championship? Probably first of all getting over Kildress.
Well, you have a big mountain there to get over Kildress in a local derby, but you would take great confidence with that. And when you look at intermediate, anyone on their day, you see that in the league, can beat anyone. So if we go in with the confidence, you'll have to set the standard looking to win it.
Rory, championship time, I'm sure it's a time you look forward to every year, and excitement I'm sure is building around Glenelly at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Suppose maybe the league didn't go as we quite had hoped in the end up. We started very well. We maybe had 9 or 10 games on the bounce. Unfortunately then let it slip, but thankfully we won the last 2 there now, and we've had 2 or 3 weeks now to focus on this championship game, so good buzz and looking forward to it.
And it's very, very important to finish your league on a high, I'm sure, wasn't it? Just to give you that lift going into the championship.
Yeah, 100%. We put a big emphasis on that, especially after the slip up. 2 or 3 games we were defeated. So now we thankfully got over Stewartstown and then Derry Tress there, our last 2 games. So it gives you that wee bit of confidence back again in the camp. So now we're looking forward to it.
And if anything, I'm sure the league's proved once again that junior football is extremely competitive, isn't it?
100%. And I think it'll show now in the next few weeks in the championship that any team could beat anybody, especially even between the 2 divisions in junior. It's a lot of strong teams, and Castleberg will be definitely prove that. Like to us, they've been kind of similar league pattern to us. So they've won loads of games and just pipped at the post, like, so I think it'll be a good game now, 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, Castleberg is going in a lot of good form now. They're playing on a slightly lower level with Division 3A, but do you think will that count for anything come championship?
Oh, absolutely nothing. Suppose with them being down beside us, we've played them year on year, like, and we've never ever, it's been tight games. They've won games and we've won games, so definitely not. The divisions count for nothing. They're only numbers at this stage, and it'll be winner takes all on the day just.
And Rory, how will preparations be now for the next week or so before the championship now, after a demanding league campaign?
Yeah, that's it. I think maybe teams will be looking forward to getting back onto the training ground with like double game weeks at their weekends and stuff. It's hard to get training during the week and really like practice and work on things. So now we're definitely glad that the next 2 weeks, suppose we're not out until the second round of fixtures the week after. So no, it'll be 2 hard weeks of training and really just focus in on this game now, which we'll look forward to.
And have you pinpointed anybody in the Castleberg team that you really need to keep a tight rein on?
Probably all of them, to be honest. But no, we know that even through minor football and stuff there recently, they've had a lot of success underage. So I suppose it's a dangerous blend when you've got young boys coming in and they've a lot of experience, the older heads as well. So we'll need to keep an eye on all of them now, definitely.